Well, hello.
Hello there. Welcome to Travel Diaries, where we are taking a walk on the wild side.
The wild side it is.
Yes, and you've come empty-handed, Nick.
Look, I'll bring you some bananas.
I give up on this guy, honestly. I'm your host, Eve D'Souza.
And I'm Nick Wang'odu.
And of course, welcome to Travel Diaries, your official travel guide to the most spectacular and beautiful places across Kenya. And this week, the theme we're looking at is wilderness. And we've got 4 locations.
4 locations that we're going to be heading off to. And I got to visit a complete wilderness location, which is Meru National Park. Absolutely amazing. Borders Core National Park. And it's actually the home for the whole George Adamson, Joy Adamson theme and book. And I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I also got to visit Mount Kenya National Park, which is absolutely just eye-catching. You can't get a place better than that. I'm sure you can't get any other place better than that.
Well, I don't know about that, but I definitely got something much better than Nick, the Maasai Mara.
Oh,
Hello.
okay.
I got to spend a couple of nights in 2 luxury tented camps.
What do you mean 2?
2, not 1, huh? You were played. You only went to one place?
I only went to one
really?
place.
Oh, no. I got to go to 2 locations in the Maasai Mara and experience a hot air balloon ride right above.
You actually in it, or was there a camera sent up just to...
I went in it.
Okay, fine. We'll see.
And after that, we headed down to the Savo West National Park, and this is amazing. At the KWS guest house, they actually have wildlife coming up to your front door.
Yeah,
it's a
like
good thing
rabbits.
Nick wasn't there, because he'd be screaming like a little girl, as usual. So let's get this started. We are getting wild. We're getting in touch with nature.
It's gonna be crazy.
And of course, this is one incredible wilderness experience coming up on Travel Diaries.
You don't want to miss out.
Ilkeliani is nestled by the Talek River in the Maasai Mara Game Reserve and consists of only 17 tents, each commanding views of the plains and the wildlife action throughout the day. The camp surrounding is green, lush, and you can enjoy a peaceful and quiet time out from reality. Well, this week on Travel Diaries, we are covering wilderness destinations across Kenya, and it doesn't get better than the Maasai Mara, home to the 7th world wonder, the great wildebeest migration. But that's only a part of what you can enjoy at the Mara. We are at the Ilkeliani camp, and I'm about to show you why this is definitely one of the best places to experience the wild whilst you're staying at the Maasai Mara. Ilkeliani means young Maasai warrior, and their friendly smiles are the first things to welcome you as you arrive at Ilkeliani's reception area. The young warriors will escort you to your tented room, raised up slightly on earth mounds overlooking the river and the plains. These mounds feel quite natural, and each one has been sited under its own cluster of shady indigenous trees, so you do feel like you're out in the wilderness. Mara hosts the world's greatest natural spectacle, the Great Migration. From June to October each year, the promise of rain and fresh grass in the Maasai Mara brings more than 500,000 wildebeest together in one single herd. It's a sight to behold when you're out on a game drive, and definitely an experience in the wild you'll never forget. They also have specially prepared nature walks where you learn more about the traditional uses of various indigenous plants that can be found in the area. Enjoy a sundown around the campfire. Enjoying the Maasai dances and a chance to learn more about their culture and traditions. Dinner by candlelight completes the day, after which an askari will guide you to your tent. In the Mara, start your morning on a high with a hot air balloon ride cutting through the cool air of the plains as herds of elephant, buffalo and zebra scatter in search of food below. Well, ladies and gents, this is what it feels like to be sitting on top of the world. I absolutely love it. Whilst you're staying at the Mara for a true, authentic wilderness experience, you can get in touch with Hot Air Safaris for a balloon safari over the Mara. Now, this is something else. The view is spectacular. You can enjoy the sunrise and, of course, really appreciate the vast number of wildlife below. It's what you call a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And will be one unforgettable hour. Upon landing, you are treated to a champagne breakfast at untamed camp. Untamed, meaning forest in Maasai, is discreetly tucked away along the Mara River. From the shaded seclusion of this attractively designed camp, guests can relax in luxury and admire unforgettable views over the Mara River and across expansive plains with the distant backdrops of undulating escarpments and volcanically sculpted hills. They've kept the camp eco-friendly and small, with only 7 tastefully but differently furnished, well-equipped tents. All tents are well-placed and en suite with flush toilets and hot showers. Untamed offer great game drives with their experienced Maasai tour guides who will ensure you enjoy the wild up close and personal. And as I try to warm up by the campfire, it is so clear in my mind why the Maasai Mara is one of the most popular destinations in the world. We have to wrap things up, and I have a road trip ahead of me to Salvo West. But first, this is what they call a true wilderness experience, the Meru National Park. And Nick is about to show us why.
Meru National Park is wild and beautiful. Straddling the equator and bisected by 13 rivers and numerous mountain-fed streams, is an especially beautiful area of Kenya. So as Eve decided to visit the world-famous Maasai Mara, I decided to visit Meru. Its only claim to fame happens to be the Born Free book and movie that was done here. But there's just something about the untamed wilderness here that's just amazing. So join me and let's experience Meru National Park and experience the untamed wilderness. The park is often described as the most diverse park in East Africa with its riverine and mist forest. Equatorial grasslands, rocky outcrops and bush. Now, because there's not much traffic in the park, you can actually drive a full day without coming across another car. Meru and the neighboring Kora was the haunt of Adamsons, where they brought up Elsa the lioness and Pippa the cheetah. The park was open to visitors in April 1968, Poaching used to be a major problem in the 1980s, but the KWS security patrols have successfully driven out poachers and allowed wildlife populations to stabilize. The park boasts to have the so-called Northern Five. This is made up by the Gerenuk, the Somalian ostrich, the gravy zebra, the reticulated giraffe, and the oryx, which are absent in the parks further south in Kenya. The park is also a true birdwatcher's paradise. Large prides of lions can be seen in some of Kenya's largest herds of buffalo. The rivers abound with hippo and crocodile. Fishing for barbus and catfish is permitted at campsites along the Tana River. White rhinos were introduced in early 2000. The 44-kilometer square rhino sanctuary inside Meru is home to over 40 white rhino and 20 black rhino. The size of the sanctuary still gives a feeling of wilderness and a challenge to find the animals on a game drive. Game viewing is at its best during the dry season, when the long grass is at their shortest and the migrating elephants have returned to the park. While the range of game may not be quite as diverse as some other parks, the quiet and unspoiled nature of Meru National Park more than makes up for this. Visitors to the park have a choice of accommodation, from the luxury camps and lodges within the park to the more private campsites and bandas, or better yet, KWS offers public campsites from which visitors can choose to stay. During our visit, we stayed at a cozy lodge, Marera Springs Eco Lodge, just outside the park's Marera Gate. Access to the park is either by road, with the shortest route through Embu and Meru, where you turn off and drive down through the green tea and miraa plantations of Maua. Just before the town, you take a signposted left for 30 kilometers along a newly tarmacked road to Marera Gate. Alternatively, you can opt for the longer but quicker route from Naramoru around the northern slopes of Mount Kenya and down through Nanyuki for a chance to enjoy the spectacular views along this route. Air Kenya also offers daily morning flights to the park. So as we call it a day here at Meru National Park, it's only fair enough to say that with over 800 square kilometers, it literally is impossible to cover this all in one episode. So what we've done is we want to challenge you to leave your house, come here and experience this beautiful, untamed wilderness that is Meru National Park. But for now, stay tuned to Travel Diaries as we catch up with Eve in Tsavo National Park.
You're watching Travel Diaries in association with the Kenya Tourist Board.